Hello there. This is going to be part 2 and talking about guitar switching. Some ideas I had. This is a different guitar from last time, but the same idea. I got 2 different switches here, and I'm going to talk about how I did that and why. And as you can see, the pickup arrangement on this one is quite different from the other one. The only other good pickups I had sitting around was this Epiphone P90, which sounds great, but it has a little bit of noise to it. And this is a bass pickup. Okay, it's all I had available at the time. But before I get into that, I want to go back to the other guitar because I failed to mention a few things last time that I thought were more interesting. This is the guitar I talked about last time. Again, you can see 2 different switches. Pretty similar idea. I talked about put the switch, this blade switch, over here and only move the toggle switch. And what sounds does that create? And I talked about leave the toggle switch alone and only move the blade switch. And what does that create, right? And I talked about putting this in the middle and moving this switch. And I think it was this position where this switch does nothing. Okay, so you get 7 positions out of this, not 9, okay? Because of the logic and how it's wired. But I didn't talk about putting this over here and then doing these 3. And there were a lot of really cool sounds you can get doing that. So again, let's go through the logic. Now this one's a little different. Man, it's got a nice low sound. A little bit noisy though. Let's see if I can switch that out. I don't hear any noise. You hear that reverb dying? I don't know if you can hear this on the internet. You hear that reverb dying off? There's no noise. I have a noise gate, but the noise gate, you know, does it kick in before the reverb or after, right? Let me switch it here. Yeah, okay, there's the noise. You hear that noise? I'm not touching it, so it's not grounded. Now it's grounded. Okay, understand that. When you touch your guitar, it grounds if it's wired right, and the noise goes away. Partly because the noise level goes down so low that the noise gate kicks in. Okay, less noise, more noise, okay? So one of these pickups is creating more noise than the other. Which one is it, okay? Now, how do you figure out what's going on? Grab a tool, any tool. The way to tell what's active is simply touch the pickup. That pickup is active. That one is not. I hear a tick, tick, tick through my microphone, but there's no sound coming through my headphones. None. That one's definitely active. So I know this pickup is active right now, regardless of switching. And let's see, how is the noise on that? Oh, surprise. The noise is actually louder on this one. I thought it'd be the opposite. So when I switch over to here, nothing. Okay, so these 2 are active right now. Yeah, these 2 are active. And what you get, okay, this is a humbucker. It has two coils, bucks the hum, but it doesn't cancel all the noise, right? These 2 might be working together to cancel noise. So let's go back to the start. I'm going to put this in the front, put this in the front. I wired this one different from the one I showed you last time, part 1 of this series. On the other guitar, this switch went to these 2 pickups. So first position was here, second position was here, third position was here. On this guitar, I don't know why I just did different. It's these 2 pickups here. Okay, so that means the output of this pickup goes into here, but it would be in the last position. I did the logic different. I can always change it. So when I'm in this position, only this pickup is active this switch does nothing. Okay, so let me. I'm getting active. That's how you check what's going on with your switches. And also, like I said, you can tap the coil. So in the end, you're not getting 9 positions. Okay, you're getting 7. A lot of guitars with a 5-way switch, the most you'll get is 5 positions. I've seen some guitars where the 5-way switch can it's like three positions, and then it can be pulled over and you get 3 more, so it goes up to 6. Well, mine goes up to 7. Mine goes up to 7. But there are some things. Certain positions are redundant. Like on that guitar last time, this and then this in the middle and this here, it's the exact same thing on that guitar. Also, like I said, this feeds into here. So when I'm in this position, this switch does nothing. Okay, so it's not 9 options just because you have 2 3-way switches. It's not 9 or more. You get 7 positions that are unique. And I'm not totally happy with this guitar, but I want to show you anyway. Later, I'll change the pickups and I might change the logic on the switches too. But let me drop this tool somewhere. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, that didn't hurt anything. Just hurt my feelings. So that's this. And this is a Seymour Duncan 59 reissue. Okay, so Seymour Duncan, the story goes, went back, brilliant guy, great pickups. I think I paid about $150 for this one with shipping and all the taxes and import. He went back to the original, bought the actual machines apparently they were built on, and used the same machines and everything. It's a great classic pickup, but the one complaint you'll see is the low end is not as clear as you'd like it to be. If I'm muting, I can clean it up. So yeah, better technique will help. But the idea I like to play with is combining pickups to clean up things as well. You see, you get 2 different waveforms, and the peaks get added together and the valleys get added or subtracted together, right? Or if you've got a peak here and a valley here, you might get cancellation. So the frequency response is going to change. So when I added this bass pickup, okay, this is a Burns, and they were not expensive and they sound great. I have not tried their guitar pickups. I think they sound awesome on bass. I just thought I'd try it on guitar. So this switch would combine these 2, I believe. Okay, it's a quieter sound. It's not as overdriven. My noise gate is kicking in. But how about the low end? Woo, strobe effect. One of my lights is about to go out. That's funny. Whee. Okay, so it's a cleaner sound. It's not as overdriven. It's quieter, but it cleans up the low ends. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. See, if you're going to play that, you're just not going to really hear it. But when I go to here, it's almost, I don't know, Telecaster. I mean, I love that bassy sound, but it's, do you want it cleaner or not? I mean, that's a cool sound too. I like them both. Anyway, it's hard to call. I don't like this though. It's a bit quieter and it's just not natural. No, I don't know. It's kind of bugging me psychologically, I guess. Let me keep going though. Okay, we'll play the same riffs, I guess. What's happening here? If I go to the middle, everything's engaged, which is usually the combination I expect not to sound good because this idea of too many pickups messes up a good thing. It sounds fine if you want that kind of sound. It's not the end of the world. Let me go one more, which I believe would be just these two. That sound I think I'm digging because it's got the fuzz back or whatever you want to call it. We're leaving the switch in the middle. You can see that. First position. And I like them all. Now we're going to go over here and do the same thing. So the second switch, the toggle switch, is in the third position. What you're getting right there is this P90, which sounds really sweet. So I like that sound a lot too. The way I designed the guitar is similar to the other one. You can watch the first video if you want to know more about that. But I'm going to have to come back probably and do this guitar again when I swap out some more pickups and finally decide what I really like about it. One other fun thing about this guitar that I didn't talk about, this neck. Everybody's like, wow, fret, inlaid neck, looks incredible. This neck cost me about $30 from a discard shop online. The body was $15. These two pickups here ran me $150. They're really good. This pickup was $10. It's not bad at all. But this guitar body was originally cut for a 22 fret neck. Now in the shop, when they cut necks and bodies, they usually intend to put them together. You know, it makes sense, right? So if you're going to take some odd neck and some odd body and put them together, there's a lot of tricks you need to think about. It is possible. But I went a step farther with this one. I decided I was going to go from 22 to 24 frets. Now, how do you do that? Okay, the very important thing you need to keep in mind right here would be my 12th fret, which I know because it has two dots on the side here. The distance from the 12th fret to the bridge must be the same, regardless of what you're doing, or your intonation will be off. It means it's out of tune. Now, there's a difference to that rule, though, between Fender and Gibson. They have a slightly different scale. Fender, I believe, is a little shorter than Gibson. I don't want to quote numbers. I think Gibson is 25.5 inches from the nut to the bridge. So you divide that in half. Whereas Fender, I think, is 24.75. So it's 3/4 of an inch difference. So anyway, the key thing is the difference from the 12th fret to the bridge must be the same based on the scale of your neck. So how do you do that? You can't just take a 22 fret neck off and put on a 24 fret neck. And the key reason why is the holes are going to be in a different place. Now I can flip this over and you'll see what I'm talking about. Maybe. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so here is where the 22 neck used to go. There were 4 holes. It's hard to see. Yep, there were 4 holes. 2 of them are under this plate. Now on one guitar, I'll show you that one maybe next time. I hadn't set the bridge yet. So when I decided to switch from 22 to 24, what I did is I moved these 2 holes down into the holes that were already there from the 22. Okay, so I took my 24, I used 2 existing holes and I put 2 more holes so I could put the 24. Then I measured the distance to the bridge where it should be, and I cut that and set it in the right place. So it all worked out. Then once I was sure it was fine, I actually chopped off this little extra piece here and smoothed it out and all that kind of stuff, so that when you play, you see here, noise gate, there we go, noise gate. When you play, you can see this section right here is really thick. So when your hand's up here, your grip has got to be like that thick, right? So it kind of pays to cut off the extra piece. But on this guitar, I didn't cut it off. And I believe, I haven't measured it to see if this is true or not, I believe I could swap back. I could swap back to a 22 from a 24 if I wanted to, but I'm not sure. I'd have to do the math and make sure that's right. But in this case, I didn't take off the extra piece. And, you know, I mean, it's, okay, first of all, I hardly play up here anyway, so why do I need 24? I don't know, it's just a smoother neck or something, I don't know why. But I think it was the 24 fret necks I had were better. Yeah, they were in better shape than the 22s. They were more, you know, flat and all that stuff. Smooth, nice action, the width, the curve. There's so many things to this, okay? So like that matters. I've been playing these guitars and making demos of the sounds, but the kind of pick you use matters, okay? I don't know if you can see that. That's a 5mm pick. I love this pick, and it's got a really nice rounded tip. Now I've got a 4mm pick over there with a very sharp point. Totally different sound. So when I'm demoing these pickups and the different switching positions, that matters too. It matters on where you're picking. One reason why I like to have this kind of bridge is I like to put my hand down here sometime. It's comfortable, and the strings are higher up off the body. Well, not this guitar, the other guitar. Let me show what I mean by that. Okay, so on this guitar, I said last time, I cut into the body and I lowered the bridge so that the height of the strings and the neck is very flush with the pickups. Worked out really well. On this guitar, which I want to show you today, I did the opposite. I didn't cut into the body, and I raised the bridge and the tailpiece up, which meant I had to raise the neck up. That's one reason why it's so thick back here. Okay, now let me show you this. This is a 22 fret neck. And it's a pretty decent neck. I refretted it and everything. It was, I believe, a Fender neck at one point. Cost me 15 bucks. This body probably cost me 15 bucks. And because it's flush here, I don't really need to cut anything off. But you can see right there, the thickness there is still pretty thick, you know. Again, I did the finish myself. I just kind of interesting ideas. I painted it with a yellow color, and then I sealed the yellow. Then I painted it with black. So when I sanded away the black, the yellow stayed because it was sealed. A very light sanding. And then when I was done, I sealed the whole thing. So it creates this cool black and yellow effect. And down here, black and yellow sometimes mix green, right? Kind of a puke green, but I thought it was cool, so I kept it there. How do I make a guitar like this? Okay, well, again, I like to keep this area clear when I'm playing. I don't want to be bumping the volume knob. So I move all my stuff back, right? Cut some holes if you have to. I put little grommets. There's a big grommet. There's a little grommet in there to kind of fill in extra holes. If I need to, I could expand. I could put another tone knob or volume knob. Put a volume knob here, but I like to keep that area clear when I'm playing. You could even put a post in there to hold on to. Like I used to hold on to my volume knob, and I was pulling hard enough that I bent it, you know. Don't do that. So you could put a post in there if you want to hold on to something. Like guys hold on to this, or they hold on to this, right? Hold on to this. Like some basses, you'll see they have a thing up here for the thumb, right? So that's an idea. The first time I tried this, let me go back. I put 2 humbuckers in here. Where are they? They're somewhere around here. And they were pre-wired to a 5-way switch. I put them in here as part of this experiment. Played it for about 30 seconds. I'm like, no, they still sound bad. But it was a 5-way switch. That was interesting. Where did they come from? Okay, well, I might as well just show you a bunch of guitars today. This is another project that I did. Painted it myself. Always put the strap over there. I used black and I used yellow, and the yellow and black made green. And it came out really cool. And this body, again, I think this body was $30 in a discard shop online. And I cut for the knobs here, kind of like a Telecaster, because I like that. BC Rich, this is a BC Rich shape, right? Mockingbird, or no, it's not the Mockingbird. I call it the Klingon, you know, because of the color and the shape. And they do this a lot, and I really like this idea, the switches between the knobs, so you don't accidentally hit the switch, right? I buy these retro knobs, all different kinds of sizes. I put the cable jack over there, and I recessed it. And on the back, I make nice little covers. This cover I bought, and this one I made. So anyway, and these pickups, maybe I'll do demos on all these eventually. These pickups come out of the Ibanez series. I think they're Q series or something. Somebody gave me these. Okay, I was in a guitar shop in Japan. Wonderful memory. And showing them pictures of guitars I made. And they caught on that I was like-minded. You know, I'm like you guys. Don't sell me the most expensive guitar you got. Sell me the oldest piece of junk you've got. The thing nobody wants. The thing you're going to throw away. Sell it to me cheap so I can build. And they're like, okay, he's one of us. Let's give him a deal. The guy gave me these pickups. I think they're worth like 125 bucks online, new, you know. I think they sound awesome, but the reviews are mixed. I think that they show the true sound of your guitar. If your guitar sounds like crap, then you're going to think, oh, the pickups suck, but it's not the pickups, okay? Maybe it's your guitar, right? Or your pick or your your patch. What about my patch? Okay, over there I've got a pedal board. Noise gate, thank you. I got a pedal board, and I'm using the Purple Haze on most of my demos. I love that patch. Sounds great. But okay, so anyway, enough about this guitar. Why am I talking about this? Okay, so this is one of my favorite original guitars I didn't build. Ibanez Geo. I spent $300 on this guitar. It's hardtail, flattened out, no whammy. I'm not into that. And the volume knob kept getting bumped, so I moved it back to here and I put a grommet right there. This was a $300 guitar, and I loved it when I bought it, and I don't know, something changed about the sound. Like later, it didn't sound the same. And I'm not sure if my perception of guitar sound changed or if those pickups were just cheap and they degraded over time. I took those pickups out. I put $300 of pickups in a $300 guitar. Do the math, $600, right? This is a P90 Seymour Duncan. This is from a Gibson. I bought this used in Japan. Still not cheap, okay? Maybe 150 bucks used. I think it paid a good price. But man, this is the best sounding guitar I have. It's the most expensive guitar. And it feels great and it works great because the body and the neck and everything is wonderful. 24 frets, you know. And I like the look and the feel of it. It's my favorite guitar. So anyway, thanks for listening. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.